Hello, Back to the Future, doing good. Hi, Reaper. Looks like we still have the handle issue, which sucks. I don't know when it'll resolve itself, but it's good to see you. Hi, Big Haas. Ernest is here. Alexander Craig is here. Love it. All right, let me drop in the trivia question. Hi, Kaylin. How are you guys' weekends? Also, sorry I'm late. I know I'm very late. Run emoji. I found out why it's happening. Ooh, tell me, Reaper, what's going on? Yeah, I just didn't I didn't think to research it. It's, it hasn't been like a critical issue, but it is kind of weird. Yeah, what were the results of your research, Reaper? I'm so curious. Just getting my phone plugged in. Okay. Trivia question. Guess my favorite track race, track race when I did in high school track. High school. Cassidy is here. Happy Sunday. How was your weekend? Did you end up going out on, I think you said on a pontoon boat on a lake? Right, trivia time. Danielle, hello. Good to see you, Danielle. Ewok says happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you as well. Reaper, okay, my scientific hypothesis is that your channel is what I'm calling high traffic stream due to it being vertical. So a lot of people flip through. They're making it harder for duplicate names to copy other channels. Okay. Interesting. I'm very fascinated by this. It's okay, honestly, like it's weird, but it doesn't, I'm getting used to the new visual of seeing a handle rather than a channel name. KTX Football. Back to the Future saying hi to Danielle. Marco Salonso. Hello, Marco. I see there's 77 people here. Hello, everybody. Garrett Club. Hello, Garrett. Cassidy says hi, Back to the Future. Kaylin, my nephew on my dad's side starts kindergarten. Oh my gosh, cute. I didn't know you were an aunt. Oh, I am not an aunt. And I feel like, well, I'm not a parent and I'm not an aunt. There's no kids, at least between me and my sister, but both sound fun. I feel like being an aunt would be really fun because you get to spend all the time with the kid, but you obviously don't have the raising responsibilities. You don't have the late nights. You don't have the sick stuff. You don't have, I think, all of the stressful things with parenting, but you get all the perks. Okay, Chris. How big that fridge? We don't have them that big in the UK. Really? I don't think my fridge is that big. I've seen way bigger than this, but it's about as tall as I am. And I'm 5'5". I don't know what that is in meters. Reaper says they are making easier for other users to be able to, oh, okay. That's interesting. Hi, Sophia. Let's see, William says hi, Russia. It's Caleb. Hello. Caleb, sorry. It's probably Caleb. Joe Valanueza. Okay. Atakan is here. Sorry, I'm trying to get my trivia question in here. Guess my favorite track race in high school. So let me put in all these options. 100 meter sprint, 200 meter sprint, 400 meter, I don't think they call it a sprint, it's more like a run. Or was it the 4x200? Or no, 4x100 meter relay. Okay, there you go. Trivia question is in. Okay, we've got I Show Basil. Huntron is here, David Paulino, Wuhan Goose, I love the energy here. Thank you so much, Aisho Basil. That's the standard side of refrigerator here in the US. Yes, like this is a very ordinary fridge. There's nothing special about it. Haddon something, Pedro, Heather Biggs. Not talking Spanish on here, David. Thank you, Muhan. Danielle says, please double tap the screen to support Hannah and vote in the poll if you haven't. Try and guess my favorite track and field race when I was in high school. Okay, so I am gonna be making my usual tofu scramble. I'm just gonna wipe this out a bit. It's not perfectly clean. Curry tofu scramble with a lot of spinach. So yeah, it doesn't have to be super clean since I just had curry tofu scramble in here previously, and whatever. Little residue doesn't bother me. Brandon Preacher Green, hello, how are you? How was your weekend? Pino Mina, Farid, Paul Wilton said hi. Hello, everybody. So, I'm gonna be doing some meal prep. Nothing too crazy. So this requires 4 containers of soft tofu. I'll show you what tofu I use. It's called Min Tofu, and this is the state of Minnesota here in the United States, in case you didn't know what the state of Minnesota looked like. And it says soft over here. You can buy tofu in like firm, extra firm varieties, silken. I think this is basically silken because it's so soft. But yes, I'll be scrambling this up. Okay, Reaper says definitely gotta be the 400 meter because you like distance running. Yabba Dabba Doo says hi, Back to the Future. Troll Killer, yes. Debo is here, 999, hello in Brazil. Love the Minnesota member emoji, thank you, Reaper. Candela, I don't speak Portuguese, no. Oh, come on, phone stand. Okay, I'm just gonna rinse these containers off. Rich is here, how are you, Rich? Basil Mohammed, thank you, Reapers, saying hi to Back to the Future. Mr. Handsome. Sometimes these containers, I don't know, there's just like a little residue. So I like to just clean off the top of the package in case anything got on them in the grocery store. Back to the Future says hi to Green Day. Boo Boo says I miss you. Well, I'm glad to have you back. All right, so these are rinsed off. Hi, Reaper. Alkali. Oh, Allie. When I read your username, I'm like, Alkali. No, Allie. Kalkbrenner, hello, how are you? Juan Vasquez, Oracle King. She's track star. I wouldn't say I was a track star, no. I was okay, but track and field was, like, I would say the main reason I did track and field was just to maintain fitness and speed for soccer. That was my main sport. So I was never gonna be a college track athlete. I only did track in middle school and high school. Allie says, I'm okay, how are you? I'm doing good. I celebrated my grandma's birthday yesterday. She turned 87. And actually there were some surprise guests at the birthday lunch yesterday. We went to Benihana, which is one of those Japanese, like, they're frying it up in front of you and you're sitting around the stovetop type of places. And my aunt and uncle, who live in Scottsdale, Arizona, happened to be up here passing through and were wanting to get together, and my mom invited them to this lunch because they know my grandma and grandpa on my dad's side. So I got to see my aunt and uncle, who I haven't seen. I think I last saw them like 2 years ago. It makes me sad that I don't really Like I can't definitively say when the last time it is I saw them, but they're both so lovely, so funny. I love seeing them. Is this soft tofu? This feels so firm. This is not soft tofu. Anyways, it was very fun. Rich with the squirrel, Minnesota and Hannah emojis. Yes, love it. Also, I am a little late on getting my weekly video uploaded early, so I'm gonna actually work on that after tonight's live stream, and I'll upload that early so you members can see it starting tonight, and then everyone else will be able to see it tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Central Time Zone. Andrea, hello. Thank you for the sub, Andrea. I appreciate it. Just prepping some tofu. I love having a big old skillet of tofu on hand, so I'm gonna be assembling it in here and then just plopping it onto my stovetop. Unknown me coming from. Seabiscuit, I saw your comment and then it moved up, so I didn't see it fully. Kaylin, glad you got to see family. Yes, it was so fun, Kaylin. It made me sad when we all said goodbye and parted ways at the end, because I was like, this was so fun. Like, I got to see, obviously, my grandparents. I see them pretty often because they live here in the Minneapolis-St. Paul metro area. But my aunt and uncle, they're in Scottsdale. I'm in Minnesota, so those are not close. And they are usually down there. So they don't come up all the time. I mean, they do travel quite a lot, but yeah, I was like, oh, I'm so sad. Like, I want to spend more time with you. And there's just really funny people, like interesting people to see. Like they're both retired. They were super successful in their careers. They travel constantly. I think they're on week 5 of their summer travels. Like they're killing it. And so it's always like, where have you been traveling? What are your current travel plans? Like, what are you going to be doing in Minneapolis and St. Paul while you're here? And where are you going to be going after you're in Minnesota? So yeah, they're always on the move, always up to something. Kelvin is here. Hello, doing good. Matthew Clark, good to see you. I'm having a good evening. I am cooking up a lot of tofu. I'm gonna move my camera back over here to where my skillet is. So yeah, I got my big old frying pan, and what I'm gonna do is take my olive oil right here and just drizzle it in. I like to assemble it here so you guys can see it. I just love olive oil so much, so I don't mind being heavy-handed with it. How are you doing? Good. Doing good, Kelvin. Hi, Hussein. Pascal is here. Great. I hope happy your family time. Try to connect yesterday was not possible. Okay. Michael, what is tofu? Good question. Tofu is, I would say, the closest thing to tofu is cheese curds. So cheese curds is when you curdle milk and then it becomes like these solid pieces, and then you press it into, well, I guess you don't really press, you could, but yeah, like with cheese, like you curdle milk, dairy milk, and then there's like these chunks that form that are cheese curds. This is curdled soy milk. So it comes from soybeans, and instead of it being dairy milk that's curdled, it's soybean milk, soy milk. So it's basically like a dairy-free cheese curd. That's how I think of it. Like if you look at the texture of this, like you could probably convince people that these are cheese curds. They have the same like kind of rubbery is bad, but like, you know, squishy, soft texture. And I grew up eating cheese curds. I ate a lot of cottage cheese growing up, and I would say the consistency does remind me of cheese curds. Rod is here. Kaylin. Oh, happy life. Amazing. Thank you, Dominic, for the super chat. I just looked up and then I saw it pop in here. Thank you so much. Ricky, you can change your name. Too bad we can't change our handles to our usernames. That's okay. I don't think Ricky is bad. Boost Gaming. Oak said hi. Barina Foxhole. Oh, Barina Foxhole. Hello. Thank you so much, Dominic. Let me say thank you here. Thank you very much. Hope you're doing well and had a great weekend. Come on, emojis. There we go. All right. We've got Angel. Yes, thank you for the super chat. Good to see you, Happy Life. I got 2 mods in here. I got my troll patrol in the chat tonight, which I love, because they are on it. All right, so just tossing out these containers. Thank you, Dominic. Eric Jones, hello. Is it Eric? Yeah, Eric. I was like, uh-oh, is it Erica? And I missed an A? No, it's Eric. Hello, Eric. Ooh, I'm hungry, you guys. Oh my goodness. Yeah, what I would do, time spent with your elder relatives are, yes, it's precious now with the internet. My family are in constant contact. Yes, 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 yes. I'm really proud of myself, because I think a lot of times, Yabba Dabba Doo, I can just kind of be in a moment, like at a party, at a restaurant, and I'm already thinking about the rest of my day, where it's like, okay, when I get home, I gotta get my groceries, I gotta work out, I gotta prep, it's like my mind is already moving on from what the current activity. And yesterday at lunch, I was like, stay present. Talk with your aunt and uncle, talk with your grandma and grandpa, like enjoy the food. Don't let your mind get already ahead of itself with what I'm doing later today. And it was so good. It was like the best. So, but I was also thinking to myself, like, everybody I was there with, so like my parents, they're in their mid 60s, but my grandma is now 87, my grandpa is gonna be 89, and my aunt and uncle are both, I would say, like mid 70s. So, I mean, they're like older, they're all retired, and I just don't take any time with especially with older relatives, for granted. Okay, I wanted to say thank you to Dominic again. Double super chat. Wow, thank you so much. Happy life, Dominic is on a roll tonight. Yes. Casey, I'm doing good. Life in America is good. Can't complain. I mean, there's always something going on, good and bad, but I would say in my local life here in my part of the United States, like, life is carrying on normally. Eric Jones, I'm making tofu scramble. NC says, I would have guessed long distance runner. Actually, no, I was a sprinter in high school. Rosendo, user, Mel D, Scotty from Cincinnati. All right. We got someone who's Egyptian. I don't read Arabic though, so I don't know how to say your name. Aditya, TCF, Pascal, Aditya. You could feed 3 families with the fry pan. Yes, Rich, so true. Happy life, saying hi to Rich, K-Soon. William Berry says, smart young woman. Thank you, William. Stay fam. Loose parachute. One love always. William Berry, I was wrong again. All right, I'm gonna go hit my AC because it's getting a little hot in my kitchen. So one sec, guys. Okay. So let's get this just torn up. Rich says, oh no, I'm now Ricky. I think you are way more worried about your username than anybody else is, Rich. I think Ricky's fine. Okay, so that's container number 3. J.R. Phillips is here. Hello, how are you? How was your weekend? If you guys have any ideas, like anything you've thought of for my 24-hour live stream, put it in the chat. Let me know. Hello, Hannah Cartwright. How was your Sunday? My Sunday was really nice. I went for a long walk today. I'm so glad the wildfire smoke from Canada, there's still some of it, like there's a haze. However, when you step outside, you're not getting hit immediately with like this chemical burny smell. So that's good. When I was walking around today, I was like, okay, this is nice. I actually don't feel super guilty for being outside for once, which is so sad because I want to get outside every single day and at least go for a walk, just get fresh air, get some sunlight. But the wildfire smoke has been pretty bad this summer. All right, so tofu is now all in here. Please don't spam or you go away. Pascal, Jared Phillips, hot in Montreal. How about you? It hasn't been too hot, I would say. It's like this morning it was in the 60s. I think it maybe got into upper 70s. Yeah, so really good. We had some like nasty heat index days of 103 degrees Fahrenheit. It was like just miserable where you couldn't be outside and actually feel comfortable for too long. Lucas Star Norte, no, this is not cheese, this is tofu. So I'll show you a close-up. I have ripped up 4 containers of tofu. I'll show you what the containers look like because I've got 2 more in my fridge. So this is the tofu. There's 4 of these in here. And I get this Minnesota local brand of tofu. This is the lovely state of Minnesota, which is where I live. And I go with soft tofu because it's easy to break down, scramble. And I personally, like, I grew up eating scrambled eggs almost every day when I was a kid. And I really liked scrambled eggs, and I like making tofu so that it resembles scrambled eggs. So you'll see me, I'll just break this down and scramble it, and then I season it with curry, turmeric, and a few other things so that it does have that eggy look to it. I also, later, I will be putting some lovely spinach. So this is the newest addition to my tofu scramble. So I love getting these packs of spinach from the freezer aisle. Each of these costs $2.40, you guys. Like, there are no excuses that vegetables are too expensive because you can go to your freezer aisle and get a container like this of spinach for $2.40. So these are like just like very cheap and easy, packs of spinach that I just throw in here once it's all cooked. Con or John, Dean said hi, coast to coast, hello. So let me just break this down a bit before I stick it on my stovetop. Happy Life says for your 24-hour live, you could do maybe a giveaway. I do not have a clue what to give away, but just an idea. Yes, I was talking to my sister about the 24-hour live stream, and she had mentioned giveaways. And that's something actually I want to go to other channels and see how people do giveaways, because it's like, I don't know how that works. Like giving away what? Like what would I be giving away and how would I get it to people? Like would I email them? Would I ask for a physical address? That's the part that's confusing me, is actually making the connection to the person who got a giveaway. The logistical side, I'm like, I don't get it. I don't know what's going on. Yuki, anyone from Manitoba? Coast to Coast, Damien, Haru. Veggies are super cheap at the farmer's market. Yes, I do like farmer's markets. But I would say biggest hack, go to your freezer aisle. Like those veggies are incredibly cheap compared, like if I were to go to my produce section and buy a container of spinach, it's like 3 or 4 times the price of this. And probably not even as much. So, Arjun, Boni Cargas, Alessandro, hello. Hi Marcio, Pascal. Like your earrings, funny, I'm eating a cherry pie. Nice. Yes, well, people think these are cherries. These are in fact Jingle Bell earrings from Christmas of last year. And I've just kept on wearing them because people love them so much and they think that they are cherries. Mia Moreno, hello. Arjun, Juan, hello from Texas. So what are you cooking? I am scrambling some tofu. Right now I'm just breaking it down. I ripped apart 4 blocks of tofu because they come in blocks at the supermarket, and so I just tore them apart with my hands, and now what I like to do before setting my frying pan on the stovetop is just getting the tofu broken down. So you can see it here on camera so that I'm not having to do that off camera, and then just once it's broken down, it cooks pretty quickly. Thank you, Arjun. Hockey guy is here. Popeye loves spinach. I know, Guto. Everybody thinks of Popeye when they think of spinach. Honestly, that is something I'm so glad was established back in God knows what decade, the 1940s, 1950s. I don't know when Popeye came about, but I'm gonna say it was pre-60s. So I'm thinking, let's just Google this. But the point I'm getting at is, I love that an old cartoon actually gave like a good association with spinach. Like it wasn't like, oh, spinach is so sad and meh. Like it actually was hyping up spinach. When did Popeye the cartoon come out? 1933, pre-World War II. That's kind of the vibe. It feels like old-timey. Yeah, thank goodness for Popeye. Giving spinach a good name. The OG hype man. Thank you, Back to the Future. Killing off the spamming. Tyrone T is here. Hi, Tyrone. Lee Hoffman, good to see you. Wendy Mail, good to see you as well. You know we all love your earrings, yes. That much is clear after doing live streaming. Well, I should say after wearing these these earrings for 8 months now, probably 9. Riley Robinson, tofu. I'm making some tofu scramble. So I'm breaking it down in the pan right now. You can just think of tofu as non-dairy cheese curd. It's curdled similar to how dairy milk from cows is curdled, except it's soy milk instead of dairy milk. So cheese curds come from cow's milk, and tofu comes from soybeans and soy milk. But it's a really good source of protein if you're plant-based, vegetarian or vegan. Hi, Carrie. Good to see you, Carrie. How are you? Wendy, I think Robin Williams played Popeye in a movie. Did he really? Do you think you could be vegan without tofu? Yes, I do think I could be vegan without tofu. I would eat a lot of lentils. I'd eat a lot of peanut butter. I'd eat a lot of pea protein. I'd eat a lot of chickpeas, falafel, hummus, nutritional yeast, almonds. I've got some almonds hanging out over there. I don't know if you can see them. So yeah, there's other proteins I can think of that I would eat. I really love lentils, particularly in my dad's cuisine, in Ethiopian food. I mean, they just crush it. Like the lentil game is amazing in Ethiopian food. Also, like India is home to, I think, how many, let's Google this, because India is known for having such great vegetarian options. How many vegetarians in India? Wow, 40% of India's population is vegetarian, which is 300 million people. 300 million people in India follow a vegetarian diet. So when you have a country of 300 million vegetarians, you know the cuisine is gonna be lit when it comes to plant-based options. And Indian food is another one where I can think of, you know, protein. They do really good chickpea dishes and really good lentil dishes. Dal is a lentil soup that is eaten in India. Love that. So I would say if I just didn't do any tofu, any soy, my main protein source would probably be lentils, and lentils number one and chickpeas second. Yabanabadu says, at the moment, I'm 100% self-sufficient with veg and fruit, so the freezer is full. Good job. That's what I aspire to get to. I mean, I love the conveniences of a city. I love getting stuff delivered to my door. I love things that I don't have to do any work myself. But like, just in case there's like supply chain issues and there's like sometimes I can remember actually this most recent time I went to my grocery store, I was really bummed because my favorite veggie burgers, those mushroom burgers I've made a million times on here, just completely out of stock. So I'm like, okay, I guess this week I'm not getting my veggie burgers. I'm gonna have to wait for the supplier to, you know, supply them whenever that may be. So I think about just like, sure, grocery stores are super dependable, but like, it's also just nice to know that if there's any supply chain issues, if there's any shortages, if there are any recalls of foods you particularly like, you can just do it yourself. Like, you've got your own reserves in your freezer, in your fridge, in your pantry. You've got a garden. You've got you know, plants growing at home. You've got basil. You've got herbs, spices, whatever. The whole, like, the self-sufficiency thing, I don't have time to do that at this point in time in my life. I am way too busy, but I want to get there where I'm like, yep, I can basically grow and make everything myself. Like, I love going to grocery stores, but I could just make everything myself. Do you think, okay, that was NC's thing about being vegan without tofu. Calyx, Guto says happy life, yes. Thanks Rich for the cherry zombie, tofu, and Hannah member emojis. Love it. Scott Mokeen says I need to start eating better. You can always start right now. Don't need any, like, there doesn't need to be a timeline. That can always happen right now. Akash is here. Happy Life says Popeye movie was made in 1980. Thank you, Akash. Guto. So the equivalent, that's a great point. Is that actually the population of the United States? Yeah, I should know this. What is the population of the United States in 2025? It is, wow, dude, that is so crazy. Yeah, the US population this year is estimated to be 350 million people, a little less. So yeah, that's basically if the entire United States, because there's 300 million vegetarians in India, if the whole United States was vegetarian, can you imagine that? I mean, I don't think that would ever happen, but that's, yeah, India has so many vegetarians. I wonder if they're, by like percentage, I wonder if India has the biggest vegetarian population. by like for a country. Because like 40% of your population being vegetarian is, I mean, it's unthinkable in the United States. Like almost 1 in 2 people, if it, like in the United States, can you imagine if 1 out of every 2 people, almost, not quite, was, or I should say 4 out of 10, that's a better estimate, because it's 40%. Like that would be wild. But I love that, yeah, vegetarianism is, I mean, it's so normal. It's pretty mainstream in India. David, Samuel, hello. Rare Breed is here. Felix, hello. Rich, ooh, Rich, you got to do a sub counter moment. I was thinking about how the intervals are going to be less frequent now that it only shows 1 decimal point once you hit 10K in the subscriber part of the channel. But yeah, thank you, Rich, for that update. I could tell in my own like YouTube studio side of things, you can see the exact number of subs, and I knew I was getting close to 10,100 subscribers. So I thought it might happen tonight, and I'm glad that you caught it. Thank you, Rich. Carrie says, doing well, thanks. Found 5 plant-themed pictures at Habitat for Humanity Restore and put them on the living room wall. Cool. I put an Indian vase and a smaller Iranian vase on the floor by the slide door. Sounds really fun. Habitat for Humanity. So is that, I think my dad used to do this with his company when he's now retired, but isn't that where you volunteer and you actually build houses? Because he would do that. He would, I think at least once, but I feel like it was more than that. He volunteered with coworkers and they would go and, I mean, they weren't doing like highly specialized construction work, but they were doing more of the basic labor involved with building a house for people who needed housing. Pascal, vegetables, a blast. Richard Crosby, hello Richard. Travel and art, you need to move to the sticks to grow those vegetables. Yes, I know. Yeah, it's like I am in a densely populated city. Like it's just the whole like cottage fairy gardening aesthetic, like that's just, it's like not really, at least here in Minneapolis where I'm living, like no. I guess you could rent a plot of land, but then it's like you'd have to go outside of the city somewhere where there's more green space. There's parts of Minneapolis where there's, you know, people have gardens, but I feel like it's more of a hassle in a city. Having like your whole setup of garden fresh veggies and, I don't know, open space. NC says, watch the 24-hour live stream on August 30 to 31 to see the hair down. Thank you, NC. I was about to say that and I forgot to mention that, but we're calling it the bun drop. It sounds goofy, but people have been asking, take your hair out of your bun, do it. I want to see your hair down. So I will be taking my hair out of my bun on my live stream. Oh, it cracks me up that is such a in-demand thing. Like, we want to see your hair down. I get it though. So that will be happening on the live stream. Okay, so this is looking pretty broken down. I try to get it like pretty smooth so that there's no like massive chunks. And then I'll just set this on my stovetop and let it simmer away so it kind of is like stewing on my stovetop and the excess liquid evaporates off, and then I'll season it once it's looking, you know, like it's like most of the excess water is off. Yes, no rude, weird, inappropriate comments, or you will just be axed from the live stream. Like, just, we don't want that here. I love it. Back to the Future, thank you. Samuel, thank you. The Ricker V. Joey. I don't know what that means. Reginald, hello. Jamel. Uni Wonder, tempura veggie sushi. Yes, oh my God, that is, I often will have tempura battered veggies when I go to Japanese restaurants. It's so good. And my favorite sushi, this has been a previous poll question, was guess my favorite kind of sushi. And my absolute favorite kind of sushi is tempura battered sweet potato sushi. It's so crazy good. It's my favorite way to eat sweet potato, and it's my favorite type of sushi. Yabba dabba do. Okay, silly aside, if you spell muffins backwards, sniff them. That's funny. Michael Schultz, hello. Jungle Thriving. I've done work for Habitat for Humanity, building houses for families. Love that. I've never done that. I've volunteered at other, it's like for people in need. So packaging food, meals, packaging, or stocking food shelves. And I feel like there's another one I did, but I have never done Habitat for Humanity. It sounds really fun, actually. I think I did a soup kitchen once in college. So it's been, I would say, most of my volunteering has been food-based, but I think the construction of a house side of things would be really cool. All right, so it's looking like this is pretty well broken down. So I'm just gonna stick this on my stovetop and let it cook away. There you go. Ooh, and now, because I'm getting so hungry, you guys, I'm gonna have some of my miso soup from, I think it was Friday night. The Friday night live stream. I've still got some of that left. So that'll tide me over while I wait for my tofu. Let's see. Thank you, Jamel. NC says the mud drop. I know, it's just so goofy. St. Paul, Minnesota. Amazing. Hopefully nowadays nobody steals your veggies. I'm all good, Sam. I've got my veggies all ready to go here from the grocery store. Serenity Story, good to see you. Doing good, yes. Very good to see you. Looks like a hearty meal, yes, Carrie. It's a big old batch of curry tofu scramble. It'll eventually be curry tofu scramble. Happy Life says, would you ever want to move to the country, or do you see yourself always in the city? Great question, Happy Life. I actually want both. So I love living in the city. I was raised just outside of Minneapolis, like suburban kid, but was always in the city for concerts and like outings, restaurant meals. Like I basically grew up in Minneapolis, but I did technically grow up in the suburbs. So I love the cities. Like I love being in the cities. I love the hubbub. I love the access to everything, the conveniences. Like it's like nowhere is easier to get everything you need than in a city. You've got dentists, you've got medical hospitals everywhere, you've got a million grocery stores, you've got fast food, you've got gas stations, you've got events to go to. It's just, yeah, the conveniences and the constant, there's always something to do is great in a city. But I also really, I love the country, and I've lived in rural Minnesota. I didn't like living out there full time. Like it just wasn't for me. However, I dream, like in my dream future, I would have like home, as I do now, I would have a home base here in Minneapolis or St. Paul. And then I would have I don't know, like a house or like maybe a condo if it was somewhere in a city, but just, not completely rural. But yeah, I would like to have like more than one place to bounce around to, so that it's like when I'm feeling like being in a city and it's loud and whatever, I could be in the city. And then when I feel like just getting away from the city, being somewhere quieter, less noise, all that stuff, like I would love to have a country home or like a more rural home, whether that would be an actual standalone house or just like a condo / apartment unit in a small town somewhere. But yes, I would love to have both. One sec, guys. Let me plug in my computer. I've got it over here to the side. Love that question, happy life. I talk about it and I think about it all the time. I feel like I love both so much. I love city life. It's just, there's so much, I love the activity and I love the convenience and I love the people, all the stuff going on in a city. But I love the beautiful, quiet scenery and slow pace of life in the country, like in rural parts. Let's see, just a dude. It's just a dude. Jamel is Algerian. Joey, why don't you make a little garden plot? The thing is, like in a city, I would want like a big yard. Like I would want to plant out like corn, beans, onions, leeks, potatoes, squash. Like I don't want like a dinky thing. I would want like a full-blown garden, and that's just like not possible right now. Being in Minneapolis. GDK, I was like California rolls. I loved those too growing up. Happy life with sushi. Carrie says, moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. I don't know that song, but I like that line. How was your summer? Serenity Story, good summer. I mean, the temperatures have been fine. I wouldn't say it's been super, super hot, but unfortunately, we have had so much wildfire smoke from Canada, and that has kept me inside more days than I would want. Yeah, this is by far the worst summer I can remember, because I grew up here. I spent my childhood and all of my teenage years, like age 0 to 18, I was here in Minneapolis, and then I moved back here at age 24 and have been here ever since. I was away for college. I was away for a couple years working in Germany, working in Washington, D.C., and then I came back at age 24, and it's just like, so I have like childhood, 18 years of childhood and teenage years, and then I have the last 8 years since age 24, and there has never been this much wildfire smoke ever in my years of being here, and it's very frustrating. And now, like, my mom sent me an article today about, you know, thinking ahead, like with how to manage wildfire smoke going forward. And I'm like, this sucks. I don't want this to be a recurring issue, but it's been bad since summer of 2023. Like, I remember I was training for a marathon 2 summers ago, and I was training all through the summer because the race was going to be in early October. And I just remember having this catch-22 of like, okay, I'm supposed to be out running for like 2.5 hours training for this marathon, logging all these miles, but I don't want to be outside for 2.5 hours huffing and puffing all of this terrible wildfire smoke. It's like, I'm trying to do something healthy, but breathing this air is just not good for you. So that's been a point of frustration for me for 3 summers now, because we've had this wildfire smoke issue happening, at least that I recall, and it might have been bad for the summers that I was away. But yeah, summer's been good, but that's been the noticeable like issue for me. Rich with all of the members emojis, thank you, Rich. Pascal says miso. All right. Mr. M. Raoul something. Hi. Jungle thriving. It would be nice to have an apartment in the city and a house out in the sticks. Exactly. Yes. Jungle thriving. That's the thing, is like, whenever, because I've driven through rural Minnesota a million times, because I grew up doing road trips with my family. We would road trip to Wisconsin Dells. We would road trip to Milwaukee, Madison, Chicago, out to South Dakota to see my aunt. Like, so I feel like I got to drive through rural Minnesota and just rural United States a million times. I went to school out east, and we would drive from Minneapolis all the way out to Connecticut, and most of that was rural. It would be Minneapolis, head east, go through Wisconsin, then hit up Chicago, Gary, Indiana, Toledo, Ohio, hit Pennsylvania, and then I think it was Jersey, New York, and then Connecticut. And most of that was just not like just farmland. And I love the country. Like, it's so pretty. It's just so different than living in a city. There's just way fewer people, like less crime, like there's just less crazy stuff going on the day-to-day compared to being in a city. So there's definitely an appeal, but also too, having lived in rural Minnesota and really hating it, I'm like, okay, I would need to have kind of a balance where I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna bounce to somewhere wherever my rural house is for like a week or two, like bring whatever things I want from the cities, like any groceries or stuff that I wouldn't be able to find, pack that in the car, drive out, and then, you know, chill there for maybe a week or two, and then like come back to the city. So I would love to have kind of the ability to switch between city and rural. Jamel says it's couscous. Michael Schultz, yes, agreed. Stuff is always cheaper in the country, but it is quite the hassle, let me tell you. It's like, I can actually speak for experience, because it was dirt cheap living in rural Minnesota compared to where I live now, which is in Minneapolis. However, I couldn't get anything delivered to me. Amazon would not deliver to me. Target would not deliver to me. Walmart would not deliver to me. And it's like you're saving on housing and gas and groceries, but it's like all the stuff, like the hassle it takes to drive to the store versus walking to a store, and more mileage on your car and more repairs on your car and having to get your oil change. It's like the wear and tear on your vehicle, more frequent trips using a vehicle versus Uber, Lyft, public transit. So there's definitely, like, it's cheaper but also expensive to live in the country. Like, there's definitely things you save on, and then definitely things that you're gonna have to spend more time and money on to actually get them. And that's the part that I found frustrating living in rural Minnesota. Break Defunk, hello. Oh my gosh, whoa! Ajinkia, holy moly, I haven't seen you in so long. Hold on, I need to pause this chat and just comment at you. I have wondered what you've been up to. Okay, I need to shout you out because you had your big residency exam. I thought it was in June, but I don't know if you, if something changed, but let me comment at you. Ajinkia, OMG, so good to see you, everyone. Ajinkia is now gonna practice as a resident doctor. Major applause, dude. That is no small feat. Holy moly. Okay, sorry, I know I was rambling, so now I'm behind. Robin, hello Robin. Serenity Story, the country seems to have a bit of both, like a city, but calm places too, like state parks, yes. Yeah, I mean, I could go down, like I could have 2 sheets of paper, or actually, better example, I could just do this right now. Maybe we'll do this later, I don't want to get too far behind. But in my notebook, with this nice line down the middle, I could write like city and country. Or rural, you know what I mean? And I could come up with like all the good things of a city and all the good things of a country, and then I could also list all the like downsides. That actually would be fun to do. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely perks to both, but there's downsides to both. So yeah. I don't think one is better than the other. Like, I would never diss. I grew up as a city person, but I love the country, and I don't think living in the rural parts is any worse. It's just what you prefer. Edward is here, 2420, Pascal. Happy Life says, maybe the country house can be a family vacation home. Yes, exactly. I know. I have such, oh man, it's exciting to think about just future possibilities, and yeah, I do, like, I would say being in the city, I'm in the city all the time. Because it's where I live, and occasionally I get away for vacation, but usually I'm going on vacation to another kind of city location. And part of me is like, oh, there's something so wonderful about the countryside, just cute small towns. It's way more chill. Reginaldo Silva said hi. Yabba says, possible poll question. What TV film locations would you like to visit? I think I know your number one. Ooh, that is a great question, Yabba. Yeah, I'll do that next. Gosh, is today really the 3rd of August? Ooh. Also, guys, I think it's Martha Stewart's birthday today. I follow her on Instagram, and I was seeing all the birthday stuff roll in. Okay, trivia. Which TV film set? Oh, that's tricky because so many come to mind. It's going to be between Highclere Castle for Downton Abbey, wherever I think Oxford University for Hogwarts in Harry Potter, the Glen or Hobbiton in New Zealand for Lord of the Rings, and wherever the heck they filmed Game of Thrones. I think it was like Iceland, Croatia. Yeah, this is a good question, Yamadu. It has me thinking. We got Jump Chambers from Philly. Hello, Jump Chambers. Sean, oh no, careful, that smoke has really done stuff to my mom's health. Oh no. Yeah, Sean, I have just, it sucks to do this on a beautiful summer day, but I decided to not go outdoors for several days, like this week, because of how bad the air quality index was. Michael Schultz says, I would like to visit Germany. It's a great place. I lived there. I've been there 4 or 5 times. I don't know. I majored in German, so I speak German, and it's a wonderful country. Highly recommend you go there. Serenity Story, it's been hot over here on the East Coast. Yeah, and storms I saw. Dang, I'm behind. Sorry, guys. Classic White Bread from Washington. Hasher Naeem, Danilo, Layla Wade, hello. Let's see. Jungle Thriving. The city has more entertainment and commodities, but the country offers more tranquility and sights. Yes, yes. And I could definitely relate to the feeling of just wanting to get away from like the noise, there's more garbage behavior. I will say this. It's just like, actually, it's really sad. On my walk this morning, I passed a car, and the one side, the driver's side window and the passenger side, or the back seat window on the left side of the car had been smashed. And I was just like that just sucks. It's just like the risk of crime is higher generally in cities. Not that it doesn't happen in the country, but yeah, it's the bad behavior, the crazy driving, the nightmare parking, and the higher cost of groceries and housing and pretty much everything else. I would say those are the main downsides of living in a city. Your fave Mexican, I have never seen one of your sister's videos. Oh my gosh, what? You should go and you should watch her channel right now, your fave Mexican. DAJ Boy said hi. Thank you, Pinomina, so much. Peggy Hecke is here. Reza is back. Just is here. Pascal. Skiet Montremblant. I don't recall where that is. Travel vlogger, doing good. I've got some tofu cooking over on my stovetop. Michael Schultz says, have your own garden in the countryside. Yes, I dream of having a lovely country house of some kind, nothing grand or crazy, but just, I would love to have horses. I would love to go horseback ride, like having horses to like keep and go horseback riding on, have a garden, have a Ford Bronco, my dream car. Yeah, and all of this, it's like a lot of it's like that vision isn't fitting in a densely populated urban area, which is where I'm at here in Minneapolis. It's definitely like, it would be out a ways from the cities. Paul Weiss is here. Jacob is here. Thank you, Marcos. Terry Nesbitt is here. Brainy Game Mind. Brainy, okay, is it Brainy? Yeah, Brainy Game Mind. It's August 4th where you're at. Ice Cream says W, and Back to the Future with the Martha emojis. Yeah, I think Martha is now 84. How old is Martha Stewart today? Yep, today is Martha's birthday. Oh, long live Queen Martha. She is 84 years old, and she is crushing it, dude. She is like everything I want to be and more when I am 84. So cool. Travel Vlogger says you must visit Nepal. Yes, one day I will make it there for sure. Juan Vasquez, thank you. Serenity Story says it's sad summer is nearly over. I'm scared to start new school. No, school is fun, but I get the feeling where I remember being excited for school, but I was dreading all of the homework and the tests, and it's just all the like the hassle of school compared to summer. Robin Hood, good to see you. How have you been? Nest Ort, I'm making tofu scramble. Thank you, MDHQ. Juan is in Texas. Pavai said hi. Ajinkia says thank you so much and thanks for being a digital friend through this journey. Yes, exam was postponed from June to August. Wow, it was they postponed it that long. And congratulations for 10K. Thank you so much, Ajinkia. Glad to have you back. I didn't forget about you, and I remember I thought about you in mid-June because of your medical exam. And I do follow, she's now a resident doctor, but she's on YouTube. And she documented the whole process of applying to medical school, getting through medical school, taking all the board exams. She's an OB-GYN, so she's a female doctor, delivers babies, does surgeries, all that stuff. And like she vlogs her 24-hour medical shifts at the hospital. And I'm just like, oh my God, like crazy. And yeah, so it's just watching that YouTuber's journey through all of her exams, and she's very transparent. Like she cries on camera, she talks about depression, she talks about anxiety, she talks about hair loss, like just the pressure of getting through medical school, crazy 6-figure debt. Like basically you need to pass your exams and become employed as a doctor, otherwise this debt will just crush you for the rest of your life. You can't discharge it if it's a federal student loan. It is wild, like the level of stress that's put on people as they are trying to become doctors. And then once they're doctors, like very scary. You really have to love it. And she talks a lot about that. Her name is Rachel Southard, actually. You guys should check her out. The doctor on YouTube I absolutely love is, Doctor, I'm just gonna put, I think it's Rachel Southard. I'm gonna put her name, Dr. Rachel Southard. You all should check out her channel. Like she's so inspiring, but also it's like frightening to see just how brutal that path can be. You spam, you scram. Yes, Rich. And the Ford Bronco emojis. I'm so obsessed with the Ford Bronco. Another spammer. Gone. Yes, Yabanabadu. Oh my gosh, wait. Yabanabadu. I was looking at your user profile picture because you change it all the time and it's TT. Oh my God. I love this. I remember that live stream at my sister's place. How cute. Ellen Linder from Brazil. Scott Larison says hi. Robin is waving. Serenity Story. The harder thing with the country, at least where I am, is getting food. There is not a store for over, yep, exactly. And that's what I'm talking about. When I was living in rural Minnesota, having it, like, for example, like, when I plan a recipe here for my YouTube channel, like here in Minneapolis, if I forget an ingredient, I'm like, oh, I'll just go to I'll go to one of 4 grocery stores that I'm close to, and it takes me 2 minutes to get there. But I remember, like one of the downsides, one of the things that drove me crazy living in rural Minnesota was I would want to make something, like I would have a recipe planned, and then I would drive the long, like 30, for me it was long, it wasn't 2 hours, but it's like I would have to drive 30 some minutes to get to the grocery store and then come back. So just driving took an hour round trip. And then I would get home and then I was like, oh my God, we're out of oil, we're out of this and that. And I was just like, do I just scrap the recipe and do something else? Or do I do another 30-40 minute drive to the grocery store, get that one thing I meant to get and didn't realize we didn't have, and drive? It was just like the painfulness of getting stuff quickly if you ran out of it, if you forgot to get it the first time, if you dropped something and it broke and you couldn't use it, and then having, that inconvenience drove me insane. So I feel your pain. I mean, I relate to what you're saying, Serenity Story. Trending sleigh. 4 more months till Christmas. I'm already so excited for Christmas, Michael Schultz. I'm gonna grab my tofu really quick. Ooh, this is so heavy. It's a lot for, I don't have a lot of arm strength, so this is quite a heavy thing to try and lift off of the stove. But I'll get to my miso eventually, but right now my tofu, I've got it just stewing over on my stovetop and trying to get the excess water off of it. And it takes a while for it to stew and let the water evaporate. But in the meantime, I do have miso soup and some other stuff I can eat. Serenity is asking, Serenity Story, how is TT doing? TT's doing so good. I love TT. Watching my sister have a cat, like between the two of us, she's the first one to get her own pet. My parents have a pet dog who I see all the time, but just between me and my sister having our own pets, she's the first pet owner. And I wouldn't get a cat, I definitely want dogs, but just hearing the way my sister talks about like just these cute things that TT does and taking care of her and watching her grow and her personality, I'm like, oh my gosh, like it makes me excited to be a pet owner. So yeah, TT's doing good. She is a sweetheart. That cat, she's a cat in terms of like physically she is a cat, but her temperament is a dog. That cat, my sister really got the best of both worlds, because this cat, TT the cat, super social. She is very talkative. Like you'll say like, hi TT, and she'll be like, meow, meow, meow. And whenever I've gone to visit my sister at her place and I open the door, like TT just comes like galloping down the hallway to come and see me, and then is like rubbing up on my leg, like very, like it's what you would expect a dog to do, like run to the door, tail wagging, greeting you, and that's like TT. So yeah, she is the dream cat. She's so cute. Just 10 out of 10 cat. Rob Faye, hello, cool frozen. Ooh, 114. Rob, okay, I don't know if you were hearing me say this earlier in tonight's live stream. I had the loveliest lunch yesterday with my aunt and uncle who are up in Minnesota from Scottsdale, Arizona. They decided to move down there because they just did not want to put up with winter anymore. And the reason why, like one of the reasons they came up here was to just get away from the crazy heat down in Arizona. So that checks out based on the fact that my aunt and uncle were up visiting, and they still are here in Scottsdale, Arizona. Just, yeah, like the summers down there, I could never. I'd like to go down and visit Arizona sometime in the winter, because it would be a nice break from the cold here in Minneapolis, but I would never do summer down in Arizona. Ooh, okay, I keep talking, but I want to eat some of this miso soup. Pod ND something DJ Fly. Hi DJ Fly. Travel and Art says those who can't decide between the country and the city should read the book The Town Mouse and the City Mouse to get some delightful insights. That's fun. I've never heard of that. Is it a book or something? Also, I need to close this poll. I'm sorry, guys. End poll. Okay. The Town Mouse and the City Mouse. Interesting. Never heard of that. We got Danicho from Argentina. Happy Life says, if you work from home, maybe you can do a week or two. Yes, and the things I do. The whole city versus rural vision I have for my future, it would work because I have a hybrid setup where I do work sometimes at home and sometimes at the office. But there are people who work at my company who live in rural Minnesota, and there's like a radius where if you live beyond, I don't know, 20, 30 miles or something from the office, like you don't have to commute at all. Like you don't have to do hybrid. So if I did, I mean, there would be a way for me to work remotely if I did have a second home out in the country, because I'm able to do remote work here in Minneapolis. Ellen, hello. Yassine is back. Oh gosh, still so many comments. I got so far behind. This is so bad. Oh no. TP Eagle, I have not watched The Bear, but I'm so curious. I see it all the time when I stream stuff. Yabba says, Hannah, sounds like I'm living your dream life except the Ford Bronco, but you could have a Range Rover. I actually want both. So my two dream cars, I love Ford Broncos, but I also love Range Rovers. Those are like the number one and number two cars. Pascal, Denicho, Pippa Caldwell is here. John Holmes said hi. Ulysses Milgrau from Brazil. Super Gamer Boy. What's the best side hustle that you recommend? I mean, building a YouTube channel, that for me is like, it was a side hustle. I was building it on the side, and then at year 4, I became monetized. So this is now, I treat it like a job, but I would say like the side hustle phase is when you're building your YouTube channel. John Holmes, Back to the Future, Sports Money, Smoke Dog. Hello. Ulas from Turkey. Yasina making tofu. Ziad making tofu. Dylan Courier. Bush's baked hot and honey beans are fire. I had those growing up. The Ones, hello. Travel vlogger. I'm meal prepping this tofu for the week. So it's my work meals, or my meals that I'll be eating at work. Levi, hello. Dylan Curry says, I've always wanted an underwater garden tank. Okay. I don't know enough about them to know if I would want one or not. Serenity Story says, that's why I only go every 2 to 3 weeks in the winter and every 5 weeks in the summer, spring. Thank goodness for farmers markets. Yeah. If you've got a long commute to get your groceries, then you got to make those visits count, because it's like the travel time just sucks. Michael Schultz says, that's funny, my cat's name is Tom Tom. Cute. Yeah, my sister's cat's name is Tiguan Yin. The foster mom decided to name the litter kittens out of, after tea, different teas. And apparently my sister's cat was Tiguan Yin, and so my sister calls her TT for short. Yabba says, do you remember what you were eating on the stream? Can you make some on your 24-hour? So on the live stream, actually, I vividly remember that live stream with that user profile picture you took. Yabba I had a massive DoorDash or Uber, I think it was Uber Eats. I got like a $75 gift card. I don't know why, but I was like, oh, amazing. I have $75. So I just Uber Eats delivered like a cheeseburger and fries and coleslaw for myself, and then I got whatever Rachie needed. I think we split Earth Wings. It was just like this big old, hey, I got $75 to kill. on Uber Eats, let's just like pick a restaurant and get something delivered. So I know I had a burger, a vegan burger with coleslaw and I think chips or fries. Traveling R. TT was raised by Toto, the dog. That's funny. Oh man. Let's see. Toasty, saw you. Well, visit Europe in the fall. I lived in Europe in the fall. Outdoorsman, making tofu, sports money. All right, my favorite track race in high school. Let's get you the answer. 100-meter sprint. I did run the 100-meter sprint, but it was not my favorite. I felt like it was over way too quickly. And if you have a bad start in the 100-meter dash, it's over. Like if you stumble in your blocks, if you're late to the gun, like it's very, like there's just no time to catch up and like make up for your mistake. So it's not the 100-meter dash. 400-meter run, that one, that grew on me. That race is so brutal because it's like, I would say it's kind of like the crossover point from like where you're not full-blown sprinting 100% all the way. Like it was like 80%, but 400-meter race. I would say that was maybe my second favorite. I'm surprised by this. Okay, 4x100-meter relay, loved that one, not my favorite though. It's actually the 200-meter sprint. I loved coming around the bend, and with the 200-meter sprint, if you do have a bad start, if you're late after the gun goes off, I feel like with a 200-meter sprint, there's still a chance for you to catch other people who had a really good start to the race. So I loved the distance of the 200-meter sprint. So only 16% of people who voted got this right, but it was the 200-meter sprint. Toasty, I've never made Endura actually on here. 100 likes, guys. Thank you so much. Hi, Kier. Rich's Radar Hub. Don't know what that is. Chun Thui. Sports Money says I'm the fastest. Troy Reese is here. Henry. I am trying to live in two different worlds in terms of living in the city and living in rural Minnesota. Damian Kahn, doing good. Had a lovely weekend. Saw my grandma and grandpa yesterday for my grandma's 87th birthday. I also got to see my aunt and uncle who are traveling who have been traveling away from Arizona, and they joined us for lunch. And then today was pretty low key. So yeah, very nice weekend. How about you, Damien? Charles, okay, I'm just getting an email from Charles Schwab. SJ Rapal Sasa in Serbia. How are you, Sasa? Saskic. A lot of comments means a lot of love. Says happy life. Yes. Yuri Oliveira. I remember you. Welcome back. Taz is here. I don't collect Pokemon cards anymore, but I did as a kid. I have a big old binder of laminated Pokemon cards. Oh my gosh, Gianna Forever talking about Seth. I did not watch SummerSlam. I just was not feeling it last night. I wasn't in the mood, and those things I feel like any WWE event goes on for like 5 hours. They're so long, and I just was not. I wasn't in the mood. I ended up watching Downton Abbey, if that gives you a sense of what I was actually in the mood for watching. But let's see, how did Seth do? Seth Rollins cashed in his money in the bank last night and became the new World Heavyweight Champion. Yes! Oh my God, love Seth so much. Oh my God, this is so great to hear. Oh my God, that man is just so effing funny. Like, just crazy. I appreciate the theatrics. Yeah, let's get some Seth going on in here. Okay. Come on, chat. King Jivan says Doja Cats. Kivan C from Istanbul. I don't know what that is, Craig. Pikanha? No clue. AE Jabo is here. Anu Gonda. I'm in the United States. Yabadabdu says, think it was buffalo cauliflower. Yes, it was buffalo cauliflower. Those are called earthwings. Travel and Art says, woohoo, 200-meter sprint. Serenity Story, was there anything that shocked you when you moved to Germany? I remember the first time I went to Germany was a summer in high school. I stayed with a host family. So in Germany, it's way more common for people to live in apartments, like standalone houses. Like some people do, but like practically like every host family and coworker, like they all live in apartments over there. So it's just normal to live for full families to live in apartment buildings versus single family homes like in the United States. So that was different. Housing is very different in Germany. Also, it's just so old. So when I was in Germany for the first time, this was the summer in between my junior and senior year of high school. I remember we were walking through a forest, and I can't remember, there's so many, but we were somewhere in a forest going on a hike for this summer it was for my German language class in high school. And I remember like the person giving the tour, there was like this clearing in the forest, and you could tell it was like a large pillar that had fallen down and was just like crumbled and just there. And he's like, oh yeah, like this is from like when the Romans were here, and like this is a pillar that they built. And I just, in my head, I was like, this is insane. Like you just don't have Roman ruins in the United States. You don't have like old castles, there's no royalty, it's just like the standard of what's old in the United States compared to what's old in Europe and beyond is just, that was so crazy to me. So it's like those two things stuck out to me the first time I was in Germany. It's also very clean there. And I would say like it felt a lot safer being there. It's just like less crime, like fewer guns, fewer instances of violent crime compared to the United States. Yeah, so those are like the biggest things I would say that were noticeable. Hawk says, I guess longer distance because you run marathons. Yes, I only got into distance running later, like after college. I was only sprinting and then 400 meter in high school. Arjun, all right. Ward Tahabsam, I just made minced mushroom tacos. Love it, AE Javo. Michael Schultz says, memories for the Hulk. Lucinda is here. Damien says, spending time with family is always worth, yes. And I said this earlier on my live, like, I actually like had this kind of sad, like my heart sank a bit when we were all in the parking lot outside the restaurant and we like hugged and said our goodbyes. I was like, oh man, like it's like I wish it could have gone on for a little bit longer, and it was like sad to see everyone leave. It was just so lovely to get lunch with them and catch up and see especially my aunt and uncle, because I hadn't seen them for several years. Dylan says, I try to shop at local stores and marketplaces because I don't want to be stuck only with Walmart and then have them close down, have to travel miles away for groceries. It's a little fear of mine. Totally understand. Happy Life says, I like that you read every comment. It makes us all feel loved and valued. Thank you so very much, Hannah. You're welcome, Happy Life. I can still get to all the comments. I know there will come a day when I can't read everything, but while I still can, I will get to all of the comments, provided that they are like normal, respectful, whatever. Jorge Mancias, good to see you, Jorge. By the Dip LLC, thank you so much. That is such a lovely comment. Jorge is in Chicago. I love Chicago so much. I gotta get back there. LOL, go eat miso, says Pascal. I know, I've been just leaning on the miso, but I actually haven't eaten any of it yet, and I'm very hungry. By the Dip says North Suburbs, Lake Country. Love it. Nothing to Do says I'm old. Usman Kalim. Rich says Roman Ruins. Roman Reigns. Yes. Okay, Emre, hello. Chicago Salute and Blessing says Miguel Lopez. Prazana, do you know old language in the world? There's many old languages. Which one do you mean? Or OFRN, I am half Euromix, half Ethiopian. Blue Murdoch says, found the live again. Glad you did. All right, guys. Ooh, heavy, heavy. Dang. So let me just stir this. If I don't stir it occasionally, it starts to stick to the bottom of the pan, which I don't want. So for those of you who missed earlier what this is tofu scramble. I'll be seasoning it later, but for now I'm just, you can probably see, I don't know if you can see it actually, but there's a lot of water evaporating off of this, and yeah, I'm waiting for the tofu to stew and all of the water to come off of it. There's still quite a bit. So I'm just gonna let this hang out some more on my stove top. And let's eat some miso. Oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. I'm gonna use this bowl right here. No vegan burgers today? No, actually, Blue Murdoch. I wanna see what your actual channel name is. If it's the same, Blue Murda C. So you were asking about the veggie burgers. So I went to my grocery store, one of my grocery stores, I think a couple days ago, and they were completely out of stock. The mushroom veggie burgers that I love so much. So I just was like, all right, I guess I'm just gonna come back another day and hope that they're here. I think they might be popular though, because I've noticed this recently. Either they're popular or the supplier, something's going on with the supplier. But no veggie burgers, sadly. I wish. Because those things are just so convenient. Like you guys have seen it. I can make those in like 15-20 minutes once my oven is all heated up. Mohammed Assad, I see you. So this is miso soup with some tofu and scallions and mushrooms. Oh my god, and I can't wait to eat it because I'm so hungry. So hungry. Ooh. I'm gonna eat a lot of this. I think I'll have enough for like 1 or 2 bowls tomorrow. Jeffrey Huggins says I'm your biggest fan. Thank you. Bad Bree said hi. Hello, Bad Bree. I am starving looking at it, says Mohammed Assad. So yes, here's the there's nothing fancy going on. So this is miso soup. I added just a bit more veggies than traditional miso has. So I'm gonna heat this up for like 30 minutes or 30 seconds. Ooh. Also gonna snack on some of these bad boys because I just have had such a craving for them. Julius O'Hara is here. You cook more than you can possibly eat. Actually, no. I feel like there's always a shortage of food because I do eat a lot of food. Happy life. Thank you everyone for joining the live stream tonight. Yes, we so appreciate you here. Thank you for joining. Blue says, darn, better luck next time. I know. Thanks, Kogan Magruder. I'll survive. I mean, definitely first world problem. Like, oh, boo-hoo. My grocery store didn't have my favorite veggie burger. Like, way worse problems to have. All right. All right. Matthew Chang, hello. Blue says, wait, did you cook miso with heat on or off? So I cooked miso soup 2 nights ago. And this is leftover miso. Or are you talking about my microwave? Oh, all right. Ready for some soup. Let's see. Damien, the famous miso soup. Yep. Oh, finally, get to eat some of this good stuff. It's so comforting. That definitely needs more time in the microwave. Matthew Chang says hi again. Damien Khan, the famous miso soup. Those are amendments, right? Amendments. Don't know what you're talking about. Basu by Ramati. Back to the Future. Thanks for joining the live stream. Yes, let me ask a trivia question that Yabba Dabba Do proposed. But I do have to think about this for just a moment. It would be between, oh, this is so tough. There's so many epic film locations. It would be New Zealand for Lord of the Rings. It would be Oxford for Harry Potter. Highclere Castle. Oh my god, this is so hard. Highclere Castle in England for Downton Abbey. Or, what was the other one I had? It was, well, film locations for Game of Thrones. It would be, oh, Malta. I think they filmed in Malta. Did Game of Thrones film in Malta? Yes. Yes. Malta. Game of Thrones. Love this trivia question. Thank you so much, Yabba Dabba Do. I'm always, you know, sometimes I'm like, man, I've asked so many, I don't know what do they not know? What could I ask them about? Let's see, I still got some of my soup left over. You should add extra paste. Oh, that's okay, Blue. No, I'm okay on probiotics. I've got other stuff I eat for probiotics. Oh, Stone AJ, why don't you eat soup? I'm so curious. Just, do you not like it? Chan Thuy, Jose Domingo, Eliezer Nunez, hello. Yeah, but I would do soup too thin for me. If you okay with, then okay. I prefer stew to soup. I love something that's hearty. It's got like a ton of stuff in it. It's more solids going on than liquid, or at least, I mean, it's still gonna be liquidy, but yeah, soup is just, it's kind of like tea, where I'm like, it's watery. There's not a lot going on in here. Whereas a stew is like, this is basically a big old meal with some soup broth like around it in a bowl. Yes, Rich, with the Gordon and Martha emojis. Love it. Tamara Fletcher, so good to see you. Welcome back. Hope you had a good weekend. Chan Thuy, these are Jingle Bell earrings from Christmas time. So these are not apple or cranberry earrings or cherries. Gianni is here, doing good. How about you, Gianni? The earrings are Jingle Bells, yes. Okay guys, I love this poll question so much. Shout out to Yabba Dabba Do for helping me out, because I was kind of struggling to come up with a new one. So which TV/film location do I want to visit most? Is it Oxford, England, Harry Potter? I should say Oxford University. Is it Highclere Castle? Which county is it? It's in England somewhere. England. Oh no. Downton. Highclere Castle. UK. Downton Abbey. You know what I mean. Add option Malta for Game of Thrones. Or I forget where, New Zealand, somewhere in New Zealand for Lord of the Rings. Keaton Snavely, hello. Lord of the Rings. Ooh, there's so many, but I know which one I most would want to visit. Let me just clear. Okay. There you go. See if you can get it right. I hope this is challenging for you. BRB, guys. More miso. Okay, Damien Khan. Oh, I almost forgot the fish stew I made. Yummy. Jose Carmona says, hola linda. Jeremy says, I love some spicy stew. Me too, me too. I love a good hearty soup that's got some heat, especially in the dead of winter, like second half of January, all of February when it's dark. I'm in Minnesota, so it's dark, cold, not a lot of stuff going on. You just want to be inside a lot of the time. It's the best. Super cozy. Ooh, air fried tofu into the miso soup. Love the sound of that. I just have like plain old block tofu that I cubed up. You're welcome, Gianni. Glad to hear you're doing well. Chanthui. Alejo, Jose Domingos. BJ Kumar Kadka, hello. Bye, Eliezer Nunez. Maki is here. Keaton Snavely, Hannah Banana, checking in from Amarillo, Texas. Cannot talk with food in my mouth. How's life in Amarillo, Texas? Thank you, Eliezer, for the like. We're at 117. Gary Shepherd, lucky you. Scotland is by far the international, the place, I should say the country I know it's not a country, but you know what I mean, want to visit next. I'll say place. Good old Scotland. Not cooking chicken, Johnny Peterson. I'm vegan, so I don't eat chicken. Thank you, Back to the Future. New Zealand is my vote, says happy life. Blue crab bikini, okay. Dylan Courier, I hope it's Lord of the Rings. I always love the Hobbit houses, me too. They're so charming. Dylan Courier, I enjoyed green chili soup when it's winter here in Colorado. Yes. Hi, Soul Snatcher. Yabba Dabba Doo says, okay, I'll have to go with Downton Abbey. I'll be destroyed if it's not. I mean, you guys, I want to go to all of these places, like all 4 of these. I mean, I've been to Oxford. I have been to that of the 4. But I would happily go back to Oxford, and I want to go to every single place on this list. Cucumber badge, cucumber badge. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. for the super chat. Woohoo! Nusrat Jahan Shimu. Bengali language, nope. Back to the Future said hi. Carrie, Amarillo, by morning, sing it. I don't know it. I'll have to Google it. Amarillo. I always want to say Amarillo because that's how you would say it in Spanish. Amarillo by morning? Is that what it was? Amarillo by morning. Oh, I'm fascinated. I wonder if my sister and my mom are the music people in our family in terms of like their knowledge of songs and artists and genres and decades. Amarillo by morning by George Strait. This is bad because I'm sure he's a very famous person, but I don't know who George Strait is. Straight from the heart. That pun had to happen. Amarillo by morning, up from San Antone. Everything that I got is just what I've got on. I probably would like this. Let me bookmark this for later. Let me open a new tab here. YouTube. Because I do really like country. I just don't really tend to listen to older country. Okay, Amarillo by morning. Save to watch later. Okay, I will listen to this, Carrie. I won't play it here, obviously, because I would get a copyright strike. Catcher Emperor. Okay, SM is here with the dab. Love it. Good to see you. Happy life. I'm going on to bed. Sounds good. I mean, actually, I say this all the time, and I don't always execute on the plan, but I actually have to still post my Monday weekly upload video early for you members, and then it'll go public tomorrow, but I still need to finish that video and upload it. So I got that I gotta do tonight. I mean, I gotta finish this tofu scramble. It takes a while. Still have to heat up my spinach and throw that in, and then I have to order something from Amazon. So I get you. Happy life. Like, you got to move on to other things, and it's also Sunday, so prep for the week ahead. I'm going on to bed. I hope everyone has a great night. And Hannah, thanks for having a positive YouTube channel and always having a positive attitude. I say this even when I have my crap days and I feel bad or unmotivated or whatever, something has me down. I'm like, you can always choose to have a good attitude, even when life sucks. So I do my best to have not toxic positivity where it's like everything is great all the time, but I do try to just make the mental decision of like, you can still find positives and have a good attitude. Bernard Williams says country singer. Yes, that is who I was looking up. What's his face? George Strait. Love the name. George Strait. JP, yes. Oh my God, Gianni. You're asking the right questions. OMG, yes. He's, I will say, Morgan Wallen is next on my list of singers to see live in concert. Hope he'll tour again soon. He might be on tour, actually. I gotta check. SM says, girl, it's Sunday night. LOL, that's major procrastination. Well, it's mostly edited. I have to just make a couple little things, and then I've filmed the video, I've been editing it, and there's just a few tweaks, and then it's just export the video and upload it to YouTube. So there's no way it would happen if I hadn't even filmed the video, but it's all filmed. It's a brand collaboration, so stay tuned. for that. But no, luckily it won't take me more than an hour to finish up the video and get it posted. Jeffrey Austin, I had a lovely day. I went for a nice long walk this morning and took a nap, talked to my mom on the phone for 4 hours. It was great. Happy Life saying good night, Back to the Future. Good night, Happy Life. Love this. Love my mods saying good night to each other. Catch Your Emperor. Vegans rule 34. You'll get vegan foods. Cool. Hi, Zaki Khan. Toxic positivity sucks. Yeah, well it's like, I feel like the problem with toxic positivity is it's like, it's so much positivity that you're kind of like, you start to feel bad yourself about having times where you don't feel positive. And it's like, there needs to be time, like things aren't always positive. Like there's gonna be days, there's gonna be moments where it's like stressful, it's sad, it's frustrating, whatever. But generally I try to keep a positive outlook on life, which is not the same as, in my mind, is not the same as toxic positivity. Uda says, where's my tea? I'm not fixing any tea. Thank you, Back to the Future. Lisa, you made it. Good to see you. Lisa, how are you? I hear that it's very hot in Arizona. I will be posting my weekly video later tonight, and it will be members first. So you'll be able to see that. You'll be able to see it early as a member starting tonight. Dylan Courier, Miranda Lambert, Red Wagon, Little Big Town. Ooh, okay. Happy Life says, I cannot wait to see the new video. Thank you. Andrew Chiason. Did you know that you can actually visit the Shire? It's maintained year-round by a full staff. I had hoped that was the case. I didn't know that, but I figured they wouldn't just let Hobbiton or the Shire get overgrown. I mean, I felt like there would be enough tourism where they would have like a dedicated staff, dedicated employees, keep it up so that people can visit it. All right, Jose, doing good. How about you? Griselda, I love that name. Hi, Griselda. Van Man, first time coming across your channel. Interesting so far. Okay, I'm glad you find it interesting. Better than boring. Hulfie is new. Welcome, Hulfie. Lisa says, yes, it's very hot. Must drink plenty of fluids and exercise early. Yep. I believe it. It's, the temperatures are sounding crazy. Dylan Courier, I had no idea that there even was another Bourne movie in the works. So this is news to me. I have no idea when the new one would be coming out. Let's see. Philadelphia in the building. What's up, bro? Jalen here. Hello, Jalen. What's up? B. John is here. I was gonna ask Dylan Courier, like, do you sense that the new Jason Bourne movie is gonna come out sometime either this year or like next year? I haven't seen any trailers for it. It was not on my radar. Ooh, Gianni says Morgan Wallen is on tour now. That's what because I wanted to see Morgan Wallen. I wanted to see him, I think 2 years ago, or no, something conflicted. I think it was last summer I wanted to see Morgan Wallen. Then I happened to be out of town for a marathon that same weekend. I was just like, no, of all the weekends, these two events have to be taking place on the same weekend. So I wasn't able to see Morgan perform, I think last summer. But you're saying he's on tour now, started in June till September, but he was not near you. He's only in Ohio, Massachusetts. Dang it, no. It sucks because I feel like Minneapolis, not always, but definitely at times we just get skipped on tours. And artists will go to Chicago. That's like the city in the Midwest to have a tour stop. And it's like, no, come up here. Like, we're still a pretty big city. We'd have plenty of people turn out. Chief of DC, hello. Good to see you again. Hi, Jose Carmona, and thank you. B. John, no real topic tonight. We've been talking about a variety of things. So I'm eating miso soup, and I'm vegan, for those of you who don't know. It might be obvious based on what I'm cooking. But yeah, I've been having my tofu kind of simmering in the background. I'm meal prepping this, so I love to have just a big old batch of tofu scramble. I'll eat it for breakfast, sometimes for lunch if I'm not feeling like tofu for breakfast. And yeah, so I've just been cooking this up tonight. I'm gonna throw some spinach in it, some curry, garlic, salt, pepper, paprika, turmeric. So yeah, this has just been simmering away on my stovetop. And it'll probably finish up in the next few minutes. Just there's like a little bit of excess liquid I want to get, you know, evaporated off. Okay. Edith Quinn. I don't know what that Nara. Jose, you family, Osman. SM says, Hannah, I've been trying to make more vegan meals and discovered a Turkish dish called kuru fasulye. Oh, that's probably beans. Because fasulia is how you say beans in my dad's language. Kuru fasulye. Did I get it right, or is it something else? What is this made out of? Beans. Oh no, I'm getting Turkish language results. White bean stew, nice, and a great source of protein. I should make this. I lived, not in Turkey, but I lived in Azerbaijan studying Turkish for a summer. I never heard of this before. Kuru fasulye. Oh, that's so cool that in Turkish it's the same as my dad's language, which is, he's from East Africa. He's Ethiopian, and they say fasulia. Fasulia. Very cool. White bean soup. White bean soup, yummy. Ooh, yeah, gotta try this. Thank you for the recommendation, SM. Highly recommend, great. Osman Dylan Courier says, I heard it was supposed to come out this year in November. According to one movie, YouTube, it got moved. Okay, I would see that. Definitely my dad would see that. He loves like the action, like Tom Cruise, Jason Bourne type of movies. Kyra is from Turkey. Jade Chilas says tofu master. Back to the Future with the tofu emojis. Art Generator said hi. Golo Leon Bonita, thank you. Michael Schultz is still here. Bernard Williams, I am half Ethiopian, half Euromix. So my mom is English, Irish, German, and Dutch. Let's see how people are voting in the poll. Let's see. Okay. Still New Zealand for the most votes. Then it's Oxford University for Harry Potter. Then it's Highclere Castle for Downton Abbey, and then Malta for Game of Thrones. That surprises me because you all know that Game of Thrones is my favorite TV series. Cole Wooliver is here. Hi, Cole. SM says, Hannah, LOL. You know, Hannah, LOL, when are you dropping the little tofu? Oh, nothing in the works as of now, but never say never. Little tofu mixtape. Cole saw you. Back to the Future will be back in 15 minutes. Sounds good. Bernard Williams says, oh, wow. Yabba says, love to see your reasoning behind your choices behind your poll question. Yeah, I mean, I love all of the franchises that I listed. I love Lord of the Rings. I love Downton Abbey. I love Game of Thrones. And I love Harry Potter. And I would so happily, if I could just travel tomorrow at the drop of a hat, I would just plan a trip and be like, okay, I'm gonna jet over to Europe and get to see what I need to see over here, and then I'll just fly over to New Zealand, see the Shire. I would love to see all of these places. Kyra, I lived in Baku for a summer. It was so, Azerbaijan is the most interesting place I have ever been. Don't know if I'll make it back, but it was cool. Let's see. Damien says, gonna get some sleep. It's already 11:05 p.m. I know. I should get going pretty soon here too, because it's 10 and I got some work I gotta get knocked out. I will see you later, Damien. I will be going live tomorrow night, guys. 8 p.m. Central Time, Monday night. All right. Mr. Traveler says, hey. Thank you, Shannon. Hello, Maximus. Thank you. Dave is here. Leticia or Letitia. Hello. Ibrahim is here. Dave is here. B. John. Any other movie set that you would like to go visit? Great question. Trying to think of the movies I really love. I'm trying to think of like the epic movies that have, you know, like Lord of the Rings, where it's just these sweeping views of like mountains and grassy hillside areas. Gosh, I'm not thinking of any off the top of my head. You should see Istanbul. I know, I would love to see Istanbul. My sister spent a summer in Turkey and she got to visit Istanbul, but I've never visited Turkey before. Je t'aime. Thank you, Ibrahim. Damien Khan says, okay, talk to you then. Bye, Damien. Have a good night. Sleep well. Rice and milk for breakfast? I don't think I know what that is. Rice, just, is it rice and milk? Rice and milk? No, I don't think I would eat that for breakfast. I don't like the idea of rice for breakfast. Ashutosh is here. Ibrahim, doing good. P. Parvez is here. B. John says, the highway scene from Superman, the Man of Steel was filmed a couple times outside of my town. That's cool. Robert, doing good. Johnny Doe is here. I'm gonna grab my tofu really quick. Actually, never mind. It still needs a few more minutes. It's taking longer than I thought because my heat is a little bit lower. Pascal, can you do the live at 7 p.m.? I can't do, I'd pick 8 p.m. because I'm busy before, until then. Cobra Prince is here. P. Parvez, Pascal, Terrell Antonio, I'm eating miso soup. Cobra Prince is in the Philippines, all right. Good night, SM. I know how that goes. Early start, gotta get to bed. I don't know what that is, Kyra. Menemen. Traveling Arts is just rice, milk, sugar, butter, cinnamon, could add some vanilla extract. That's really high in sugar and carbs, and I actually try to have protein for breakfast, so I probably wouldn't eat that. Layla says hi. Johnny Doe. Coke Soda Pop was refreshing. Nice. Oh, that conversation we had about Coke versus soda versus pop. Robert Cargbo. Okay, are you from New Zealand? Sounds like you're saying you're from New Zealand. All right, Billy Jones, hello. We got Travel and Art saying, okay. How is it going, Coke Soda Pop Lady? Going good. I had lunch yesterday with my grandparents and my aunt and my uncle. My grandma turned 87, so we were celebrating her birthday. Also, my dad's birthday is coming up on August 12th. My mom had a birthday last month, and there was another birthday. I think my grandpa's birthday actually is coming up. Yeah, so we just all got together. We went to Benihana, which is one of those, like you're cooking, the chef is cooking in front of you on a stovetop. Irunia is here. Life of Ant-Man. I think I remember you. Lisa says, ditto Hannah, protein for breakfast. Yes. Yes, I mean, I grew up eating all the sugary cereals, Pop-Tarts, toaster strudels, jelly, just, it's like, I try to just start the day with protein. Like, I don't want to have like a carb crash later in the day. So I actually try to avoid lots of carbs and sugar. Bijan, peace and hair grease. I've heard that before. Estide Lopez. I think Yabba Dabba Doo is here, Johnny Doe. You know. All right, Thomas Flood. Just hanging out, eating miso soup, and I've got some tofu scramble cooking on my stovetop. By Life of Ant-Man. What heated present for Grandma? Heated blanket? No, we got her a bouquet and forget what else. Sounds nice, Ashutosh. Sounds very healthy for breakfast. So Kyra, I do like tomato, but I don't eat egg because I'm vegan. Jeffrey, you're from Barbados. Very cool. Have a great night, Jeffrey. Me Kek is here. Hello. We got someone saying hello from Pluto. Rice and milk is not really high carb. Yes, it is. Rice is like all carbs. Greetings from Pluto. Okay, saw that one. Thank you, I'll try to, says Jeffrey. MKek, I'm eating miso soup. Just about to finish it. Terrell Antonio, Travel and Art says true. William Berry, I got one of your polls right. I'm gonna close it here in like a minute, so if you haven't voted, vote. Yummy. Love that soup. Alessandro, Kyra, I'm 31. I will be 32 next month. So exciting. All right, water. Gordon Ramsay. Yes, he's one of my all-time faves. Book from BFDA. Okay, I'm gonna close this poll and tell you guys the answer. So the trivia question was, excuse me, Which TV/film location do I most want to visit? The top choice was Oxford University, which is where they filmed some of Harry Potter. That is not my top choice, but I've been there actually already, but I would love to go back and see it again. Second place was going to New Zealand so I could visit the Lord of the Rings set. Would love to go, not my top choice. Third place goes to Highclere Castle in the UK for Downton Abbey, and that is actually where I would most want to go. I'm obsessed with Downton Abbey, and that actual castle where they filmed the TV show is out of this world. It's so beautiful. So yes, Highclere Castle, that would be my top choice. Terrell, are you posting your birthday? I'm gonna vlog my birthday weekend, yes. Kyra is the same, 32 in January. Nice, okay. We both turned 32 this year. Lord of the Rings was Terrell's guess. Aegon Christie, that's what I picked. Let's see, Victoria Barba says hello. All right. Well, guys, I'm actually gonna call it an early night because as I said, I got some stuff I still gotta wrap up, and it's already 10:17 p.m. for me. So I am gonna remind you all that I'm going live tomorrow night and would love to see you again. Reminder, my next live stream is tomorrow night, which is Sunday. Yeah, Yabba-dabba-doo, you nailed it. I saw your comment earlier and I'm like, you got it right. I was also laughing where you're like, oh, I'll be so like disappointed if it's wrong, or if it's not Downton Abbey. Thank you, Brad. Dylan Courier says red flags warnings are in effect here from Grand Junction. Oh no, due to the fire, our winds are 35 miles per hour. That is nuts. Okay guys, next stream is tomorrow night, Monday night at 8 p.m. Central Time Zone, USA. Come on back and chat some more, because I'd love to see you. Mondays are usually the busiest night on my live streams. So, hey, say hi from Monday. Okay, it's Monday for you. It'll be, you know what I mean. It's tomorrow, Monday for me. Bye, Rich. So good to see you here. Always. There were super chats in here. Back to the Future and Happy Life. We're awesome moderators. Thank you so much. And thank you everybody for being here, for commenting, for asking questions, leaving really positive comments. I really, I appreciate all of you being here. Yes, Lisa, I will see you then. Love the Cornelius mug. Yes. Thank you, Bernard Williams. I'll see you hopefully tomorrow. Yeah, take care, everybody. Cabbage roll recipe. Yes. Bye, Pascal. Yes, this is a short one, but I'll be back on my live stream tomorrow night. So hope to see you all there, 8 p.m. Central Time Zone.